Right, shalom, 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 shalom. Yahweh, Hashem, Yahushai, Brakatham. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone. It's Brother Yatazadak back once again with another live lesson. As always, giving all honor and glory unto Yahweh, Bashem, Yahushai, Bashem, Rakak Wadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone. We are the Israelites that the Bible speaks of. Great Millstone, Hebrew Israelite camp, has 100% truth. We are in the latter days. We are in America, Babylon the Great. All right. The Most High God's name is Yahweh. It's not Jehovah. It's not Yahuwah. His name is Yahweh. Bashem, Yahushai, Yahushai Hamashayach. That's who you call Jesus Christ ignorantly because you don't understand that the scepter came out of Judah, the lion, the conquering lion of the tribe of Judah. Yahushai Hamashayach, a so-called black man. All right, the tribe of Judah, they are the so-called African Americans today. Now, some of us look so-called white, so-called Chinese. We're gonna keep saying it because we don't want you to get it twisted. All right, Most High God is dealing with the seed of man, but well, not but and also that's why I say some of us look like other nations because we have took wives of the other nations and so we have taken on our children have taken on their likeness. All right, but the Lord is dealing with the seed of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. We are the children of the prophets. All right, the RFID chip is the mark of the beast. We are the Israelites, the so-called Black, Hispanic, and Native Americans. Great Millstone Hebrew Israelite Camp. All right, we give double honors to our elders and apostles of Great Millstone. All right, you so-called Black, Hispanic, and Native Americans. 2/3, as prophesied in the Holy Bible, the majority of our people will be coerced into taking the RFID chip. You're going to perish in the time of martial law, FEMA camps, World War III, Salakia, thermonuclear fire, which the Most High God is going to rain upon America, Babylon the Great. All right. The RFID chip is the mark of the beast. All right. Shalom to the 144,000 of the nation of Israel. Shalom, shalom. It means peace. To the remnant, because the remnant shall be saved, as it is written. We delivered by they're going to be delivered after the charagma is instituted, Revelation 13-16. Right when World War III kicks off, right before the missiles hit, America, Babylon Great, you're going to have the remnant being delivered via the chariots of the Most High God, the holy angels. All right. Like Paul the Apostle said, you're going to be caught up in the blink of an eye. All right. Lord willing, if we're of the elect, all right, because you have the 144,000, you have the great multitude. All right. So this lesson is we're going to go into Jeremiah 36 and we're going to continue off verse 14. I didn't necessarily do it in order because it kind of went by me. All right. Because I did chapter 37, but I got to go back to 36 and finish and leave off at verse 14 or finish where I left off at verse 14. All right. Yahweh is his name. Bashem, Yahushai, Bashem Rakakwadash. The Rakakwadash is the Holy Spirit. All right. Which gives us the divine understanding, the ability to go into the precepts, line them up with the current events, go into the prophetic word, go into the breakdowns. All right, the Wada Yahweh Bashim Yahushai for this marvelous light. All right. And Elder Apostle Ramlab recently went into, this thing's not given to everybody. Okay, the prop, um, the apostles, all right, they weren't given a certain dispensation, just like the prophets of old. They saw the visions, they didn't understand it. But Yahweh Shai, he said, "Blessed are your eyes, for you see and you understand these things." And there came a time when Yahweh Shai spoke to the apostles, right? He gave them commands, but in the latter days is when things are revealed. Knowledge shall increase, all right? And we're here, all right, back in the regeneration, all right, reincarnation, however you want to call it, all right. The elect are going to serve Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, 2/3. They're going to be destroyed, all right, but they're going to come back in the kingdom of heaven after we get delivered. Hopefully, if we're of the elect, we say that humbly, like our elder apostle Tahar says, you know. And we're going to be placed back in our own land. We're going to be given the angelic upgrade, all right, because you're going to see the bodies ascend, whether you're still in the faith or whether you passed away in the faith. The Most High is going to cause those bodies to come up, and He's going to, all right. He's not going to. He's not going to. All right. Well, it does say He's going to. The carnal is going to be done away with. You know, so it's gonna be he's gonna upgrade it, but at the same time we're gonna leave those carnal bodies. All right. Basically, he's just gonna change them because he can do that. All right. That's why we're gonna be changed from from the terrestrial to extraterrestrial. All right. Which is the same thing. You could call it an upgrade. You can call it a changing. All right. But that change is coming. All right. We're going to be placed back in our own land. We're going to receive. That is the crown of life, really. You know, is like Yahweh Shai said, the morning star. All right. That means the change. All right. I mean, can the Lord put crowns on us? All right. He can do that too after we get changed. Right. And I went into that before. All right. So if that's what the scriptures say, then that's what's going to happen. All right, we're going to be placed back into our own land. The armies will see how we shall return. They're going to see us changed. They're all going to go to the valley of decision and be destroyed. All right, and so that's pretty much it for the introduction. All right, and the 2/3 are going to come back in the kingdom of heaven out of the loins of the elect. They're going to be called the children of the kingdom. All right, and they're going to be in the right mind. Right now, they're not in their right mind. All right, they're going off. They've been seduced by demons. All right, like I recently spoke on that in Jeremiah chapter 37 breakdown. All right, this is how Satan. It's not like you see in the movies where Satan is gonna hop on you and woo, woo, you're gonna just you know start talking gibberish and because if that was the case, then Esau would have been done that. Put demons on all Israel and that's it. You know, let's wrap this up. But that's not how it works. All right. These other nations, they're actually more susceptible to what you call demonic possession because they're not right. And the Lord gave the nations to idols, which means which goes both ways. All right, they've been given to idols, and the demons have been, you know, um, leading them astray. All right, because all these things up until now, it's leading to the elect being delivered, and that's the Lord working whether on the left hand or on the right. All right, that's why the Lord said, "Lest the remnant," or the prophet Isaiah said, "Lest the remnant had been left, we would have been as Sodom and Gomorrah." All right, and the prophet Jeremiah spoke about the Lord being the author of good and evil. Job, the prophet Job as well. He said, "Who had died being innocent." All right, and like Elder Apostle Ramlab recently said, all right, you understand these things when you exercise yourselves in the Word. When you are exercising the Word, when you're constantly meditating on the Word, when you go through your trials, all right, whatever the Lord, whatever situation the Lord will bring you in, if you're of the elect, then you're going to surpass. You're gonna pass. You know, with flying colors. All right, and it's more than what these Edomites, so-called Edom is so-called white man Esau Edom. All right, you red devils. All right, and you other nations, the dogs. All right, they're called the dogs in Scripture. Dogs will be without the temple of the Lord, which is Israel in the kingdom of heaven. All right, and you dogs, you know that there's lines that you cannot cross. All right, meaning, you know, even if you're of the elect, the Lord is going to, you're going to go through it because this is why it's called Jacob's trouble. All right, because the Lord is going to give these devils, all right, um the ability to perform that the the squeeze on you. All right, but that is the point of these trials. All right, is for you to have faith. All right, so this is already, it's basically the game is rigged, but because the elect are going to make it either way. But the Lord is going to, all right. These heathens want to make it seem like they're in control, but really the Lord is, because what is in your spirit is what the Lord put in your spirit to do. All right. So that's why 2/3. All right. That's what these demons do. They seduce you, right? You're gonna, all right. You're gonna be overcome by fear, by sickness, and or by psychologically, whatever. That is how 2/3 will be overcome. All right. That is modern day demonic possession, psychological trauma. All right. If the Lord didn't put in your spirit to endure, then you're ultimately gonna give in and fall out. All right. But these demons know that, okay, that's one of the elect. Where the Lord said, press on him. But we can't go all the way. But we got to make it seem like. That's what these demons do. All right, and when you understand that, then you understand that the Lord is in control. Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. Bashem Rakakwadash. All right. But that's why the Lord said to hearken unto the servants, the prophets. Hearken unto my word. All right. Understand the prophecies. All right. Because that's going to be your guide, the guide of them who keep my commandments and precepts. So the word is a guide. Anyways, Jeremiah 36 and 15. And he said unto him, sit now and proclaim in our ears and proclaim, or Salakia, and he proclaimed Baruch in their ears, which are the princes, all right, those that were at the king's house. Waya Marwa, Al Yawa, Salakia, let me take off the cancellation marks. Waya Marwa, Al Yawa, Shab Na'a, Wa Kwara'ana, Ba Azan Yanawa, Waya Kwara'a, Barak, Ba Azan Yaham. Let's see what we got. So we got about 50 more verses. All right. Verse 16. And it came to pass, according to their hearing, unto all the words. All right. They feared a man unto his neighbor, and they said unto Baruch, reveal, surely it shall be revealed unto the king unto all the words these, meaning they were gonna snitch. You know, they didn't like it. They were, they were scared. All right. And now they're trying to get Baruch to slip up. They're trying to catch him, trying to get him to slip up. Because in the next verse they say, "Tell us, how did you write all these words?" All right, and I believe they end up ripping the. Oh yeah, the scroll was burned. All right. Because and those were the scribes, the princes of Judah. Because Jake was wicked. That's wicked Jake. All right. And Jake is still wicked. All right. Jake don't believe in the Lord. All right. They think this place is gonna go on forever. But that's not. See, as the elect wake up, we realize that this is not forever. All right. But 2/3 in their security, they shall be destroyed. All right. So that's what this thing is about. A conditioning for the new world order. All right. Your mind being conditioned, right, gradualism, fear, all right, all these things, psychological manipulation. Those are actually demons. All right. The technology, the tech, which is Esau, there's no actual spirit behind it. Like a computer is not demonic, but Esau, the spirit behind what Esau programs a computer to do, that's wicked. All right, if you understand what I'm saying, the technology mimics spirits, but it really isn't, because Esau can't go that far. All right, but you could say there's spirits in when you go, like Elder Pastor Torah said. All right, but there's a fault in that. that has its faults too. All right, because Esau can't possibly. All right, because there's people that are in remote areas. You know, he can't possibly track every single all right individual. All right, so he has to go first to the masses. All right, and he's only going to get so far. All right, so even the so-called tech is flawed. All right, because all tech is data. All right, but when the tech fails, all right, all that data is gone. You know, so that's like a cheap version of Esau trying to create life, because that's all a computer is data and databases and algorithms. All right, Jeremiah 36:16. Wa Yahya ka shamayam ata kol hadabarim pakadwa ayash al rayawa wayamar al barak hagayad nagayad la malak ata kol hadabarim ha al ha. Verse 17. And unto Baruch they inquire to say, reveal now unto us where thus um did thou write unto all the words these uh, from who from their mouth. All right, meaning who instructed you. All right, Wa'ata Barak Sha'awa La Amar Hagad Na'a Lanawa Ayaka Katabath Ata Kol Hadabarim Ha'alha Mapayawa. And he said unto them, Baruch, um, from his mouth he proclaimed unto me unto all the words these, and I wrote them upon the book, um, upon ink. That word for ink is dayawa, which that doesn't actually mean ink. Daya means excess. All right, from his excess, meaning from what came out of the prophet Jeremiah's mouth. All right, this doesn't literally mean ink. All right, so the all right. Paya Amar Laham Barak Mapayawa Ya Wara'a Al Ya Ata Kal Hadbarim Ha Alha Wa Anya Katab Al Hasapar Ba Dayawa. Verse 19, and he said unto them the princes, or Salaki, and they said unto him the princes, unto Baruch, go hide thou and Jeremiah, and a man do not let know where um where there thou are. All right, Because Aya means where, Pa means here or there, just like Hana. Hana means behold, here, there. All right. Wa Amarwa ha Sharyam al Barak Laka Hasathar Atha Wa Yaram Yahweh Wa Ayash al Yadai Ayapa Atham. Verse 20, next head of this chapter is the scroll is burned. And he entered into the king, unto the king, unto the court, and unto the scroll. They gave charge. Uh, or they appointed in the chamber of Elishama, the scribe, and he revealed in the ears of the king unto all the words. Waya ba'awa al hamalak hatazara wa ata ha magala ha pakwadwa ba lashakath alaya shamai ha sapar wa yaga ya yag yad wa yagyad wa ba azanya hamalak ata kal hadabaru. Verse 21, and he sent out the king unto Jehudi to take unto the scroll, and um he took it from the chamber of Elishama the scribe, and he proclaimed it Jehudi in the ears of the king and in the ears of all the princes standing beside the king. Wayeshalach Hamalak Tha Yahadiah La Kwachath Ata Ha Magala Wayakwaha Ma Lashakath Alaya Shamai Hasapar Waya Kwara'a Yahadiah Ba Azanya Hamalak Waba Azanya Kal Hasharyam Ha-Imadium Ma'al Hamalak. Verse 22, Salakia, says, and the king sat in the house of winter, which harap just means reproach, blasphemy, or cold. All right. Cold winter house. Another way to say, simplified way to say winter house. The house of the cold, meaning the cold house, which is built for cold weather. All right. Just like Esau, he has summer houses that got patios in the top. Before he came up with air conditioning, he had open patios and the upper chambers. All right, this is how ancient houses were. All right, you had summer houses and then winter houses. Winter houses were more fortified. All right, and that's what your Edomites have the ability to do because you're in your kingdom. All right. You got houses, you got condos, right? When it gets cold, you go to your condos. All right. When it gets hot, all right, you go to where it's you go to where it's a bit cooler. All right, or you go to your cabins. All right. your fortified houses, however you want to say it. All right. So it says in the house, winter in the month ninth, and unto the hearth before him, there was a burning. All right. Ach means a hearth, which means a let's look at that word hearth. The floor of a fireplace. Fireside abode, domicile, burning heat fire. All right. That's just a general name for a pit of fire. All right, a hearth. All right. Waha Malak, Yashab, Bayath, HaCharab, Bachadash, Ha, Tashayai, Tash, Tasha, Yaya, Tasha, Ya, Aya, Wa'atha, Ha'ach, Lapanyawa, Ma, Ba'arath. Verse 23, and it came to pass, according to when he had proclaimed, it's another way to say read, Jehudi, 3 of the pages, the lath means page or book, or actually, um, the lath means either book, the la, or the lath meaning pages. All right, or leaves, like it says here, because that word the la, the root word, it means to hang down. All right, a door. All right, partitions. All right, not parak, which means chapter. This just means pages or book. The la meaning book, the lath pages or door. All right. So he was reading 3 pages and 4. Kwarai means to tear. To rent. Basically to rent, to rip. All right. Just so you understand. All right. Because particular men wore sackcloth and, they ended up ripping it, right, out of the pure anguish. That's that word, karai, to rip. The word for tear is tarap. All right, it means tear, pray. All right. So it says, and the fourth, meaning when he got to the fourth page, he tore it upon a blade, the R, which is a pen knife. All right. An example of a pen knife would be like a letter opener. All right. You got these letter openers you could buy. They look like little swords, but they got a handle. It's like a pen, and it's like a pen, the size of a pen, but it's like a little mini knife. All right. All right. So it says, and the fourth, and at the fourth, he tore. All right. or he ripped upon a blade. All right, the scroll, and he threw it onto the fire, which was unto the hearth, even until even till was consumed all of the scroll upon the fire which was upon the hearth. All right, a hearth again is that's a any type of fire, fireplace, fire pit. All right, it could be a small can. You put some leaves and burn it. That's a hearth. All right, anywhere where fire is contained, basically. Wa Yahaya Ka Kwara'a Yahadiya Shalash Dalathath Dalthath Salakia Wa Arabaya Ya Kwaraya Batha'ar Hasapar Waha Shalak Al Ha'ash Ashar Al Ha'ach Ad Thum Kal Ha Magala Al Ha'ash Ashar Al Ha'ach. Verse 24. Salakia, bear with me, Akim, one moment. All right, so we're back. All right, giving all honor and glory to Yahweh, Bashem Yahushai, Bashem Kakwadash. So this is verse 24. Jeremiah 36:24, and they were not afraid, and did not rent unto their garments. The king and all his servants that heard unto all the words these: Wala'a, Pachadwa, Wala'a, Kwaraiwa, Atha, Bagad Yaham, Hamalak, Wakal, Ibad Yawah, Ha Shamayam, Atha, Kal, Hadabaryam, Ha Alha. And verse 25, and even Elnathan and Deliah and Gemariah. That word pagai means doesn't mean intercession, meaning they reached, as in they. Let's look at that word. Basically, to entreat. All right. All right. So they entreated upon the king to not burn unto the roll, uh, and he did not hearken unto them. All right. Which it actually literally reads, and did not hear unto them. All right. Just talking about the king. Wagam al Nathan wa Wadal Yahweh wa Gamar Yahweh ha Pakaiwa wa Malak la Baltaya Sharap Atha ha Magala Wala'a Shemai al Yahum. Verse 26. And he commanded the king unto Jeremiel the son of Hamelech, and unto Sariah the son of Azriel, and Shelemiah the son of Abdiel, to take unto Baruch the scribe, and unto Jeremiah the prophet, Salakia, and he hid them the Lord, as in the Lord put it in their spirit. All right, to take them and not put them to death, but prolong their days a bit more. All right, Vayat Tazah Hamalak Atha Ya Raham Allah Ban Hamalak Wa Atha Shar Yahweh Ban Izar Ya'ala Wa Atha Shalom Yahweh Ban Ibadallah Lak Wachath Atha Barak Hasapar Wa Atha Yoram Yahweh Ha Nabayah Waya Sataram Yahweh. Next head of this chapter is the scroll is replaced. And it came to pass the word of the Lord unto Jeremiah. Afterward it was burned. Afterward he burned the king unto the scroll and unto the words which had been written by Baruch from the mouth of Jeremiah to say, Why Yahya Dabar Yahweh, Al Yaram Yahweh Acharya Sharap Hamalak Hata Ha Magala Wa Ata Ha Dabaryim Ashar Katab Barak Ma Paya Yaram Yahweh La Amar. Verse 28, return again, as in return again. Return, take unto thee a scroll afterwards, as in again, and write upon it unto all the words former, which were upon the scroll former, which had been burned by by Jehoiakim, the king of Judah. It's just amazing how how the Hebrew works. It's beautiful. The water Yahweh Bashim Yoshai. You know. No, you don't know, or do you? It's the spirit. All right. So it does that. All right. You know, scriptures say that the spirit listens where it bloweth. So now one brother is, divinely on the straight path. Right? The Lord does what he wants. Just know that the Lord is waking up his elect. All right. And Some of us may fall. Some of us may be saved. All right, preserved a bit longer. It's all of the Lord. All right, but do you believe? All right, do you do? Does do, will thou continue in thy works? That is the question. All right, keep thou the commandments. That's the charge that we received from those that came before us. Keep thou the commandments. All right. We're like we're like um, parrots on the right hand side, righteous parrots. Because you got some of these sellouts, they're you know that they just repeat, rinse, repeat bullshit. All right, IUIC, ISUPK, Sakari. All right, but the Wadi How Bashimi Al Shai for elders and apostles of Great No Stone. All right, come Yashal. All right, which means rise, O Israel. All right, hear, O Israel, unto the words of your father, as it is written. That's what Jacob said. That I may tell you what shall come to pass in the latter days. All right, we're like personas in this thing. All right, because we're not speaking of us. We're speaking what the words say, the scriptures, our fathers, what our fathers had said. All right, that's in the book of Psalms. All right, that's the job of a spokesperson, is to speak, to promote. All right. But anyways, so it says Shab Kwach Lakah Magala Acharath Wakatab Aliyah Atha Kal Hadabarium Ha Ra'ashnayum Shor Hayawa Al Ha Magala Ha Ra'ashna Ashar Sharap Yahweh Yakwayim Malak Yahawada. Jeremiah 36 and 29. And concerning Jehoiakim, the king of Judah, thou shalt say, thus saith the Lord God, thou hast burned unto the scroll this, to say, why hast thou written upon it, to say, surely it shall enter, surely he shall come, the king of Babylon, and he shall destroy unto the land this, and he shall cause to cease from thence man and beast. Wa'al Yahweh Yaquayim Malak Yahweh Tha Amar Ka Amar Yahweh Atha Shabrapath Atha Ha Magala Hazaath La Amar Madai Katabath Aliyah La Amar Ba'a Ya Ba'a Malak Babal Waha Shakhiath Atha Ha Rataza Hazaath Waha Shabiath Mamana Adam Wa Bahama. Verse 30, for so thus saith the Lord concerning Jehoiakim, the king of Judah, there shall not be unto him one that sitteth upon the throne of David, as in there shall not be none unto him that sitteth upon the throne of David. And his corpse shall be cast out to the heat in the day and unto the frost of the night. Woo! You know, that's why Jake doesn't like to hear the truth, because it's the cold, hard truth. Whether you like it, believe it or not, it's the word of the Lord. All right. You know, so it's not of us. All right. Like I said, the spirit of truth, the comforter does not speak of itself. All right. Meaning men are used to speak what is already written, to reaffirm, to confirm, however you want to put it. But we're not. That's how you know the spirit of truth and the spirit of error. We're not speaking of ourselves. All right. We're basically the word is the spirit is flowing through us, and the words are just all right as the Lord commanded. All right, as it is written. It's all there. All right, and we're on our square. All right. I'm not talking about like the Freemasons say. All right. That just means you're in your zone. These other philosophies just try to hijack these type of things, these type of sayings. All right. That just means you're on your zone. Like when they say, I'm on my I'm on my deacon. Deacon just means which was an order that the Lord gave to particular men over the church. A deacon was a one who kept the household, a householder, and he kept the household clean. Or Salakia, that's the bishops, but deacons, those were heads as well. All right, which goes into just speaking the right thing. All right, we're not calling ourselves deacons and none of that. That's just saying that we're focused, that we're doing our best. All right, like how Shai said, let your righteousness exceed the righteousness of the Pharisees. You shall in no wise enter into the kingdom of heaven. Meaning we're going the extra mile. All right, the Pharisees were they relied on the outer appearance, right? Us, we're justified in our sayings, which is what the Lord ultimately said. He said to speak the truth. All right, because we're not going to be all right prophesying and having large camps and 20 people holding posts. The Lord said we would prophesy in sackcloth. All right, for the remnant to hear it and understand. All right. So it says, Lakan ka Amar Yahweh Al Yahweh Yaquayim Malak Yahweh La'a Yahaya Lawa Yashab Al Kasa'a Dawa Wa Nabalath Wa Thahaya Ma Shalakath La Harab Bayam Wala Korach Bal Yalah or Salakia Ba La Yalah. All right, Korach means frost upon the night. Ba La Yalah. Meaning in the night. Ba Layala. All right, it's not that hard. The Hebrew is not hard. All right. Jeremiah 36:31. And I will visit upon them and upon their seed, or Salakia, visit upon them and upon basically their seed, and upon their servants, unto their iniquity. And I shall bring it upon them and upon the inhabitants of Jerusalem, and unto the men of Judah, and unto all the evil which I have spoken unto them, and they shall not hear. You know, which is why they burned the scroll. So it reads Wa Paquad Thaya Al Yawa Wa Al Zarai Wa Al Ibad Yawa Ata Iwanam Waha Ba'a Thaya Al Yaham Wa Al Yashabya Yerushalayim Wa Al Ayash Yahawada A Ata Kal Haraya Ashar Dabartaya Al Yaham Wala'a Shamaywa. Verse 32. And Jeremiah took a scroll, another, and he placed it, and he gave it unto Baruch, the son of Neriah, the scribe, and he wrote upon it from the mouth of Jeremiah unto all of the words of the book which was burned by Jehoiakim, the king of Judah, upon fire, and even there were added upon it words many, um, like unto them. Salakia. Why Yeram Yahweh, Laquach, Magala, Harath, Waya, Thana, Al Barak, Bun, Nar Yahweh, Hasapar, Waya, Kathab, Aliyah, Mapaya, Yeram Yahweh, Atha, Kol, Tabarya, Hasapar, Ashar, Sharat, Yahweh Yaquayim, Malak, Yahweh, Ba'ash, Wa'ad, Nasap, Al Yaham, Dabaryam, Rabyam, Kahama. So with that is Jeremiah 36 and 14, up into verse 32. It's Brother Yatazadak, hero of Israel. And as always, Lord willing, you were edified, giving all honor and glory unto Yahweh, Bashem Yahushai, Bashem, Brakak, Wadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone. Kwame Asher Allah, Bad Babal. Stay prayed up to you sincere Akim and Akwath. All right. Um, Shalom to the hopeful elect. All right. Shalom al Aimnawa Yashar Allah. Peace upon our people Israel. Brakta Yahweh, Brakta Yahweh Shai, Brakta Yahweh, Brakta Yahweh Shai, Brakta Yahweh, Brakta Yahweh Shai. Abad Babal, Shalom.